RTC North is a consulting and training business that helps companies to innovate, compete and grow.
We've been around for 30 years and we've grown to basically meet the needs of the emerging industry.
We're incorporated as a mission-led business, which means we can act as an honest broker and offer really impartial, independent advice for small companies. We particularly like to work with companies that are really innovative, who are looking to increase their productivity and access new markets, either in the UK or overseas.
People want advice from someone who isn't trying to sell them something.
Businesses like to know that they're not alone, that there are other businesses that are facing the same problems as them.
When you can stand back and have a look at what we've achieved over the last 30 years, it does fill you with a sense of pride. All the different ways that we've tried to help people, when you add it up, it looks quite spectacular.
It's very much a family atmosphere, and it always has been, which is really nice. I think that comes from Gordon Olivier, who founded the organisation.
So back in the early 1980s, he trained as a computer programmer and bought a Tandy microcomputer, and he went visiting Northeast companies, helping them develop software to manage their business. In the early 80s, companies hadn't seen this before, so it was real cutting edge.
All these vast numbers of SMEs had no idea about computers. They knew they had to do something, and if somebody would come and offer them an easy entry route with a desktop computer or a small network. Remember, we were pre-internet days, and for companies to understand what technology transfer meant, it was something that went straight to the bottom line. You were making your company more efficient by introducing this piece of kit. And so I think, in a sense, the very early days of RTC were all about, they're riding on a crest of the wave of this revolution in computing for small companies. And it really was something which got us going. It was very obvious to me early on, when we were getting involved in business support, that companies were crying out for an organisation that would actually be able to send people out who could solve problems on the spot. You've got to have an open mind, basically, but there's not just one formula. You need all sorts of different people in a company.
Fundamentally, RTC is all about helping businesses get new skills, understand new opportunities, and find commercial benefits in the leading edge of different technologies.
We've had some great programmes, Manufacturing Advisory Service, we've run UKTI International Trade Programme, we've got a never-ending number of programmes that we've delivered to help businesses.
From an economic perspective, we're looking for the financial growth, which in turn drives jobs. But I think we've got to be careful about what growth means, because it has so many different variables, but also it's growing people in general, it's growing ambition.
Supply chain is really important. Talking to the likes of Heathrow and HS2 about how we can fill their supply gaps with businesses from the northeast. Working with Nexus on the Metro Futures tender.
Delivery for the regional offices are twofold. One is a program called the Enterprise Europe Network. RTC delivers that contract, which is mostly internationalization of businesses across the north of England. And that's one of the main reasons why we established offices both in Dewsbury and in Leeds. It also works closely with Innovate UK, and for them we are delivering a program called Innovate to Succeed, which is all about innovation management, helping companies overcome the barriers they face during the innovation process.
What we do is try to create an environment where businesses and people doing a whole range of different things can meet one another, they can connect, they can do things that they couldn't do on their own.
So I have a suite of qualifications that we deliver which are accredited, but the training offer is constantly evolving. Also, we've done a lot with schools and education, helping young people to nurture new ideas and see careers in STEM.
Well, RTC has been very supportive of the education arena, because it's all about developing young people, it's all about developing our region to facilitate the link between education and industry, really.
The health and well-being and development retention of staff is one of the pillars of RTC. So we believe if we look after our staff, they'll stay and provide the fantastic service that they currently do.
And a lot of the people that we have here working with the companies have had their own companies themselves, and they've worked on the real problems that the businesses that we work with now are seeing.
When people talk about having a work family, that's exactly what it's like. It's so supportive. People are really generous with their contacts, their knowledge, their information.
We all are there to help each other. But I think what's vital for anybody wanting to work with RTC is not just the people here, it's who we then know. It's the networks we have, it's the relationships we've built through our own careers that we can put you in front of decision makers to make those growth steps that little bit quicker. So we're almost like a huge catalyst.
And I think that's why people keep coming back at different stages of their journey. So they might come to us when they're just starting out and they've got an idea for something, but equally they might come to us 5-10 years down the line when they're wanting to export, or they're wanting to create something new, or they're wanting to diversify.
People are bringing opportunities to us now because of the reputation of RTC North.
So as we enter our 30th year, as technology is again going through a big leap, I think we're as relevant now as we were in 1989.
I think I've been proud of running an organisation which is widely respected and which has done a lot of good for a lot of people. And I think I'd stop it there. I can't think of a single tumultuous event which I would focus on in particular.